All praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Bahasham Rakak double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, and Shalom to the elect of the nation of Israel. And this is going to be a video on the spiritual reason as to why all of this stuff is happening in the world, by where people are losing out on loads and loads and loads of money, man. Right? And a lot of people ain't really understanding the reason as to why this is happening. But the reason why it's happening is because Yahweh is punishing the nations for what they did to the children of Israel. And I'm going to go to a few places in the world a few places in the scriptures where you can see the proof of this written in the scriptures, man. So let's go to 2 chapter 15. For wickedness, 2 chapter 15 and verse 6. For wickedness have exceedingly polluted the whole earth, and their hurtful works have fulfilled. Therefore saith the Lord, I will hold my tongue no more as touching their wickedness, which they profanely commit. Neither will I suffer them in those things in which they wickedly exercise themselves. Behold, the innocent of righteous blood crieth unto me, and the souls of the just complain continually. And them people are the souls of the just, of the Israelites, man. All the blood that was shed of the children of Israel in the Atlantic slave trade, after the Atlantic slave trade, right? In America, in the United Kingdom, right? In France, in Holland, in Spain, in Nigeria, everywhere in the earth where you heathens have harmed our people, man. The judgment has been pending. And this stuff's happening to get you, right? And even though there's some people of the children of Israel that have also been affected or will be financially affected by all the things that's gone on in the world right now, by this recent whole tariff scenario, right? Just know that you heathens are going to be affected financially, and then there's other ways that you're going to eventually ultimately be affected as well, man. Because this thing ends with all the heathen nations that are not of the children of Israel becoming the captives of those that they had in captivity, right? And just like how you people didn't believe that in a million years that if this guy became president again, that this was going to happen, you was actually trying to say that, oh, this is what's going to happen if Harris became president, right? And people are still trying to make out like, and still trying to say now, oh, like no one's admitting that, oh, we should have voted for her instead. Now, ultimately, it wouldn't have mattered which person that they voted for, because the plan would have been the plan, right? At the higher level, the plan was the plan. But the point I'm making is that you people think that this world's got your best interest at heart, and it don't, man. Like, y'all are going to be through. And it's going to end with you in change, because you didn't believe that this was going to happen. But it's happening. None of you people believe that when this guy became president again, that was going to happen. And you were saying this is what was going to happen if she became President Harris, right? But then look at your world now. Look at it. Just look at it, man. But none of you, and most of these people won't admit that, man, this ain't, you know what I mean? A lot of these people ain't really still trying to be like, nah, this is all part of a bigger plan. Yeah, a bigger plan to make them rich and you broke, right? Verse 9, and therefore saith the Lord, I will avenge them and receive unto me all the innocent blood from among them. So this punishment is happening because of what you people did to us. The financial system's crashing because of what you people did to us. World War III is being set up because of what you people did to us. Plagues and dysfunction among your own people is happening because of what your people did to us. Because when it first was started out to try and destroy the family unit, it was initially intended to destroy the family unit among the children of Israel, the Negro, Latino, and Native American, right? Who are the real children of Israel, in case you didn't know yet, right? But because the Israelites had chosen, they made that dysfunctional family unit look like that's the best way to live life, right? The women was able to make that, I don't need no man, I don't need no van, I don't need no this, I don't need no that. I'm a queen, I'm a queen, I'm a queen, boo. I'm a queen, ooh. Nails, 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 twerking at every scenario, twerking at a funeral, twerking at a job interview, twerking here, twerking there, twerking in the line of Asda, twerk it off. They made that spirit seem like that's the way to be. To the point where when these Edomites are making their bogged out statues, and like I saw that they had this statue of some evil spirit thing called Lilith or something like that. They had it in France. And if I was to show the picture, right, and say, who does that look like to you? I think that most people, if they didn't think it looked like her after I say that looks like Rihanna, they'd be like, man, raw, that does look like Rihanna. Right? They made a big statue of a scorpion woman and all that, walking like a big moving engineering like vehicle of some Lilith bogged out female rebellious demon and that, right? And it looks like Rihanna. It literally looks like her, man. It's even got eyes that kind of look like some rare color eyes that she's got and all that. It looks like her. They designed that thing off her face because they used the children of Israel to push and promote their wickedness, because they know that there's something special about us. We've built within us that ruling and that leader character trait within us, to the point where people naturally follow after what we do, even though they don't want to. And that's why you'll be on the news and you'll hear people say some slang term that some Israelites in New York came up with, man. 304, what you talking about, and all this, bootylicious and all that. Like, you'll hear them just come up with terms that we come up with, man. They come up with the amount of different terms that Israelites have came up with. And then these heathen copy chirps, peng ting, buff ting, and all that. Wagwan. And then these heathen start copying it. Wag one, wag once, wag twice. They start copying all of that, man. But then if we're so insignificant, that speech that we have, that should be some like push to the side thing that nobody else starts copying, but they start copying it and start talking like it. Want to try to do a Jake handshake and that. They want to try and then when it comes to the higher level of things, they don't want to admit that what we say makes sense. They don't want to admit it, but then they end up copying it. They want to try and make it like our physical appearance is ugly, but the moment they find a way to copy it with cosmetic surgery, now all of a sudden it's okay to do now. Now all of a sudden it's all right. They used to try and have them Keira Knightley. Them Edomite women used to try and have that Keira Knightley physique where they ain't got no hips or no glutes and nothing going on around there. But now you're starting to notice that the Edomite women don't want to be like that no more. And the spiritual reason why that's happening is because their bodies are being changed to the way how the Israelite man likes them. Right? Not to the way how the Edomite man, for the most part, likes them to be, man. Because it's my belief that the Edomite man don't really like women really like that. He sleeps with women for the physiological reason of they can produce him more Edomite children, man. But he's the main one legalizing alphabeting and rainbowing around the world. And he's the main one, if he gets drunk, that he's going to start acting like an alphabetter and a rainbower, man. That's naturally what he's like. He ain't embarrassed to do that kind of stuff. Whereas the Israelites that are on that kind of stuff, the so-called black people that are on that kind of stuff, I mean, which they are Israelites, but I'm going to not give them the honor of being called an Israelite. Those people are ashamed to do that, really. For the most part, man. Now some of you got some flamboyant demons out there, but for the most part, they're still embarrassed. Verse 10, behold, my people is led as a flock to slaughter. I will not suffer them now to dwell in the land of Egypt. So America's being borne down spiritually first, right? So that the children of Israel can start to mourn onto Yahweh again, man. Because if most of us brothers out there was to have got the life that we expected, that we wanted to get before we knew that we were Israelites, right? Most of us would be millionaires. Some of us would be billionaires if our life trajectory would have went the way that we wanted it to go, right? We would have had a comfortable, nice, just relaxed life. You know what I mean? We probably wouldn't be living in whatever country we are living in right now. If there's a person that lives in the UK, they might live in somewhere in Africa, somewhere in the Caribbean. You know what I mean? They might live in America. They might have thought America was good back them times. Somebody that lives in America might have moved out of America, and they might have moved, so I don't know, somewhere they think where it's cold. They might like the cold weather or whatever. You know what I mean? But they wouldn't be living life how they are now. But Yahweh's made this place get jacked up so that people can mourn, right? Because there's going to be some of the elect that are going to be affected heavily by what's going on, which everyone's going to be affected by anyway. But it's going to cause for the children of Israel to mourn and cry unto Yahweh, man, and to want this place to get jacked up even more, right? That's what's going to end up ultimately happening. I will bring them with a mighty hand. Verse 11, I will bring them with a mighty hand and stretch out arm and smite Egypt with plagues as before. And I will destroy all the land thereof. Egypt shall mourn, and the foundation of it shall be smitten with the plague and punishment that Yahweh shall bring upon it. They that till the ground shall mourn, for their seed shall fall through the blasting and hail, and with a field for consolation. So people trying to build up, they're going to mourn because they've been trying to plant, and this is going into literal seeding, but also them financial seeds, man. Oh, I'm thinking about a nest egg here. I'm thinking about a nest egg there. I'm thinking about setting up a business here. I'm thinking about setting up a business in that. Oh, you're thinking about building one, but Yahweh's got other plans for your ass, man. And there's a thing that, it doesn't really matter my opinion anyway, but there's a thing that I call, which is not found in the scriptures or nothing like that. It's just the way that I view it, man. That I call like the money angel, man. By where it's like in this world, it's like there's an angel that's watching over your finances to keep you in a certain state, man. Right? So if it's a brother that's got a job where they're making whatever amount a year, right? Yahweh's gonna keep him there. So even if in that amount, whatever that job gets him at that moment, so even if he makes more money, he's still gonna be having that particular set kind of lifestyle, man. Right? He's gonna have that set lifestyle. If he even loses money and technically shouldn't be able to have the same amount what he's got there, he's actually, if he looks back, he'll be like, man, I still had access to the same exact things that I had before when I shouldn't be able to have them. And his life's not really going to change too much from month to month, from day to day, man, because it's Yahweh. He's sending the angels to guide our life to be a certain level, man. That's just what I say in that regard, man. Verse 13, they that till the ground shall mourn, for their seed shall fall through the blasting and hail, and with a field for consolation. Woe to the world and them that dwell therein, for the sword and the destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up to fight against another, and swords in the hand, because the people that wanted to vote for Harris now, they're going to feel more strength. Like, see, all you people is trying to say all this and say all that, right? And you're complaining now, but you voted for the guy. Didn't we say don't vote for him? But you is trying to, because you had such hate for women, or whatever reason they're going to say, because you had so much hate for women, because you had so much hate, they might say, oh, because you had so much hate for black people, you didn't want to vote for another black person. But look at the world now. Look at it. Look at you. You know what I mean? That's what they're gonna say, man. It's gonna be people that voted for this guy, that versus people that didn't. You know what I mean? People that are happy with what he's did because they've been able to make more money from this time, versus people that believed in him but lost out on money in this time. People that are happy that he kept the certain promises that benefited their life, and they voted for him, versus people that are unhappy that he didn't keep certain promises that would have affected their life and they voted for him. There's going to be so many different groups of rebellion for the people that did and didn't vote, people that do or don't believe in this, people that are happy or unhappy with this society. And it's going to lead to a lot of death going on in the world, man. Right? And people ain't going to be trying to hear them soft speeches. Oh, people, don't worry, it's going to get better, blah, blah, blah. They're going to be like, mate, all my money's going towards just food and being able to live in out. They're going to be like, they're going to start, these Edomites are going to start thinking, man, they're making us live like N-words. They're treating us like N-words. They're treating us like the blacks. I'm not happy with this. I'm not happy with this at all, mate. That's what they're gonna start realizing. These everyday Edomites, man, and then you Jakes, you're gonna start realizing, man, these people really are trying to make us go back to where they damn near want us to be back in the Atlantic slave trade. And it's going to start angering you, man, because you're going to realize that this society don't care about you, man. They don't care. They don't care about you. You understand? And you're going to have to face the reality of what the Hebrew Israelites was telling you. You're going to understand that what the Hebrew Israelites was telling you was not lies, and they was telling you the truth, right? That's what you're going to all start to realize. Verse 16, for there shall be sedition among men and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the cause of their actions shall stand in their power. Right? Man, people are going to be tired of hearing people talk soon. Take away everything that a man's worked for in his life, and he'll lose it, man. He'll snap. Especially a guy that really believed in it all. You know what I mean? He really believed in it all. He had the trajectory of where he made a 5-year plan, it worked, a 10-year plan, it worked, a 15-year plan, it worked. So he don't believe whenever he hears everyone complains like, oh, you probably just didn't get into the right career path. That's why you're complaining. Oh, I just don't think you really worked hard enough. That's why you're complaining. Because I've did the same things that you're saying, and I've just, look at me. I've got an empire here, mate. Got 3 or 4 houses, right? I rent this one. I gave this one to my grandchildren. Like, they ain't going to believe what you're talking about. They've never believed. The Hebrew Israelites, before we even knew as the Hebrew Israelites, have been complaining about this society and about this world, telling people that it's corrupt, telling people the police don't deal fairly with us. But then now people used to say, when we would say that, nah, they do. Shut your mouth, man. You shouldn't have resisted. But now over here in England, ain't people complaining about some 2-tier policing? So isn't that them saying that the police don't deal fairly with them? But when we were saying that the police don't deal fairly with us, they didn't care to hear our complaints. But now they want to complain. Don't they call Israelites in America? They don't say we're didn't do nothings. Oh, you're a didn't do nothing. I didn't do nothing. But show me a person that's got caught for a crime and doesn't want to be arrested, that doesn't go on to say I didn't do anything wrong. Go and show me that person that doesn't plead their innocence, that doesn't want to be arrested, or does everyone just, or do the Edomite criminals just admit, yeah, good, you got me, officer, I did do it all, I done it all? Or did they also say I didn't do anything? The Edomites are the ultimate didn't do nothings. Because even right now, you Edomites will still be trying to find a way to make all the things that's going on in the world somehow be a person with brown skin's fault. Somehow, we're the most so-called black people that are more violent than you Edomites, right? When Trump said to the president of Ukraine, "You're playing with World War III," as if by him doing all of this stuff right now, isn't him playing with World War III right now himself? Isn't he playing with World War III by doing all of this? You can't blame all of this on us. This is your doing, man. This is you Edomites doing, man. Your pride, the pride of your hearts deceived you, right? Because you're thinking that this is a means to an end. You're trying to copy the Joseph blueprint, right? And what he did what he told Pharaoh to try and gain more wealth. But it ultimately leads to Obadiah chapter 1 and verse 18 for you Edomites, man. That's the end route where you're going. Everything you're doing is leading you to fulfill what's written in the book of Obadiah. No more, no less. It's going to happen. Them evil spirits that are whispering in your ear, that you're conjuring up spells to try and get advice, they're tricking you. They're deceiving you, right? They're not on your side. They're tricking you, man. For because of their pride, the city shall be troubled. The houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. All that pride, man. All that pride of you Americans in general, all that pride of you people. America gets told about their pride, but you Edomites over in the UK, you're proud as well too, man. You're proud as well. And it's going to get down to the wire in this society where that pride's going to be put to the test. Yeah? Because you Edomites, you think in your mind, oh, we've got the sword, so none of these people can't do anything to us. Oh, all right, if that's what y'all think. But yeah, what's Yahushai got, man? Yahushai's got something for all of you. Your sword ain't going to work on Yahushai, and we're Israelites. So the same power, or a remnant of the power that Yahushai's got, when he shows up, he's going to give us some of that, man. And even before, We're going to start doing things that are not natural according to how people view the world. We're going to start doing some very strange things, man. Very strange. A man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able, for because of their pride, the city shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with a sword and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation. So it's going to start getting down to the food, man. Like right now, people are complaining because of all of this stuff happening, and they'll be thinking about it, looking at it like, what the hell? Because of luxury being taken away, right? For the most part. But then it's going to get to where necessity starts getting taken away, man. As people start to have less and less, necessities start being more and more hoarded up, man. If people have got less money to buy luxury things and are having more money and having to use more of their money to buy necessity things, well, then they might just go splurge in with necessity. Oh, I can't buy an extravagant car no more on finance or get blah, 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 blah. But I can go to the store and buy the best food and buy more food though, so I can still make myself feel better about myself by buying more food. So then that starts happening. And people that normally used to go out to eat in a restaurant, now they're spending more of their same money they would have spent in a restaurant over the week. They're £500-600, whatever that they spent on restaurants. Now they're spending it to buy more food in the store. And they're buying a lot of it. So then the food price starts to go up. Simple as that, man. The food prices in them places will start to go up. And the people that own the restaurants are going to start having less and less customers going in there. So then they end up start taking what little money that they have to go and buy the necessity things as well. So then the prices of those things just naturally will go up because more people want them now. And the luxury of going to restaurants and different things like that, that starts to become a thing of the past. And those businesses start to close down. And the big business is the main thing that will still stay open, man. But people, they don't believe that's going to happen. But I'm sure they're starting to believe and see it now, though. I'm sure, right? I know that all them people, well, the majority of them people that went in them booths and voted, I either wish that they didn't vote, and some of them might even be like reluctant, be like, man, we should have voted for that biatch instead. They might be thinking that, man. But ultimately, really, it wouldn't matter who they voted for, but them people would not say that, would have been losing their mind if she would have been voted in and all of this stuff would have happened. A lot of these people that rioted, they would have started riots, man. I personally believe that there would have been riots in the streets and people would have been getting unalived had they have made her win instead. Had the people have voted for her and they would have in the electoral college chose her as well, people would have spazzed out, man. But that's why the Hebrew Israelites said to all you people, don't vote for nobody anyway, because now you look stupid. Because you had high hopes on people that have never helped you. There's never been no one that's been voted in that's really cared about you Israelites, man. So what are you voting for any of them for? You ain't supposed to pick a king over you that's not of your own people. We vote for Yahweh Shai, man. That's our vote. That's who we're hoping for. And it don't matter how much things we lose in this world, man. We've lost things already anyway. According to what most of you people in this world think, when you look at us, we've lost our damn minds in the eyes of most of you people, man. When you hear the beginning of the video, you don't even understand that we're actually saying things. You think that, and you people think they just say this mad chant thing at the beginning of the video, maka, maka, maka. They say this baka, baka, and don't know what the hell they're talking about. No, it's actual things that we're saying. We're praising the Heavenly Father in the name of His Son, Yahweh Shai. We're praising the name of the Heavenly Father, which is Yahweh, Bahasham, in the name of His Son, Yahweh Shai, and in the Holy Spirit. The Bahasham, Rakah, Quadash, Rakah, Spirit, and Quadash, holy, right? The Spirit that's holy, or the Holy Spirit, man. We're saying things and we're giving praise unto our double honors unto our teachers that have kept the same doctrine with maybe a few tweaks to make it this understanding even greater. They've kept the same doctrine for decades, man. Right? And anything that Yahweh had to cleanse out of the doctrine to correct it, to make it perfect, has been corrected and cleansed, man. And only things now get added towards where it gives even greater understanding of what was already known. That's what's been happening, man. And if you pay attention, if you've been paying attention, the doctrine of the Hebrew Israelites has been of a particular doctrine, man, has been the only thing that's unchanging. It's been the only thing that's unchanging. The world's been changing. People have lived through a whole lockdown scenario in the world where you couldn't even come out your house apart from to go for one walk and all that. Or that's what they were saying anyway. People wasn't necessarily doing that. But that's what they wanted. McDonald's even got closed in that time. You know how ridiculous that is? McDonald's got closed, man. Couldn't even get a Dixie's and all that. You know what I mean? Everywhere was closed. Right? That happened. That happened, man. And people didn't believe that was going to happen. Just like how people didn't believe that all this stuff was going to happen, man. And then you've got all of these scoffers like all these vocab Malones and all that, right? These wastemans. And what advice are they saying? Have they even said that this stuff could happen ever? Or are they kind of saying, well, it could happen and it could happen and because they want to eventually be able to one day say, see, I didn't completely rule out that would happen. I did say it could happen, and here it is. When actually, no, they didn't say that. They actually was really laughing and scoffing what the Israelites were saying a lot of the time, man. And when they get asked what's the MOTB, they'd laugh and say, oh, well, it's not what the Israelites say. And particularly, a lot of these people would say, it's not what GMS say, that vocab, my waste, man. He used to say that, man. And I'm not a member of Great Millstone, by the way, but I believe the same doctrine, man. I believe that that's the doctrine that's supposed to be understood from within the Bible. Verse 19, a man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation. Behold, saith Yahweh, I will call together all the kings of the earth to reverence me, which are from the rising of the sun, from the south, from the east, and Libanus, to turn themselves one against another, to repay the things they have done to them. And that's what's happening, man. Everyone's starting to be turned against each other. All the stuff that America's doing is ultimately going to make people be like, man, America is on a madness out here. They need to go, right? And there's going to be something along the lines that makes people be like, you know what? America, which, mate, if you can't see it now, then you have lost. Things are going to be happening to where the world is like looking at America like they are the cause of all the world's problems. And without them, the world will just be peaceful. There'll just be fair trade, equal trading amongst everyone. You've got something, I've got something. Let's trade fair. Not no unequal, not no hatred and jealousy and anger because of, they make a better product than us. So now we've got to give them huge tariffs so that they can't sell what they're trying to sell in our country because it's not even profitable for them. So then they've got to make it in our country in order for me to not give them that stuff, right? People are going to realize that they're the problem, man. And there's going to be secret deals going on between these countries. And they're going to be like, you know what? America's the problem. They've been talking about everybody else being the problem, but really, no, you are. You Americans are the problem. That's what it's going to get to. It's going to get to where people realize that America's ultimately the problem of all of these things, man. That's what's going to happen. Verse 21, like as they do yet this day unto my chosen, so will I do also. So what have you people did to us, man? Passive aggressively tried to keep us down, right? And what's happening right now in this world where you people are having all your wealth drained out? Well, now you know how it feels because that's what you did to us. All you people complaining about your wages ain't spreading and ain't going far enough. Listen, man, in the Atlantic slave trade, our forefathers didn't have no wages. We didn't have no wages. Got given the most basic food, right? the most basics of food, man, to eat. And while we was doing that work, it wasn't like they just left us alone. It was like, just do your work and then that's it. And we'll just leave you alone and we ain't gonna harm you. We ain't gonna do nothing to you as long as you're doing your work. No, while you'll be doing that work for these damn devils, they'll be going upside your head and they'll tie you to a post and they'll do book breaking. They'll be R-wording, raping a man's wife, raping a man's young, you know what I mean? They'll be doing all kind of stuff, man. Chopping off hands, chopping off feet, mental torture, cannibalism, all kind of stuff. So you people that are crying about this world right now, you haven't even begun to really get the full Israelite experience. You want to be spiritual Israel? Okay. You asked for it, man. You want to be spiritual Israel, yeah? So badly. Okay. You asked for it. Remember, you all said, I'm spiritual Israel, so you're going to get exactly what Israel got then. Right? With a few tweaks, because we ain't going to be doing no book breaking. We don't have no desire to do such evils. But in the heavenly realm, we know this. Yahweh said, right? Yahweh said, a false balance is an abomination unto the Lord. So there's a wicked punishment, such as book breaking, right? But that means that there's a righteous alternative. As evil as that work is, on the right-hand side, there's something that's equally as devastating to do to somebody on the right-hand side that does not involve a man having to sin himself in order to punish somebody. And whatever that righteous alternative is, Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahweh Shai is going to let us know in the kingdom, man. Whatever the righteous alternative is, we are going to know about it in that time. Now, I read that. So now let me go to some next places and show that you people are going to pay for what you've did to us, man. Isaiah chapter 14 and verse 1, for Yahweh will have mercy on Jacob and will yet choose Israel and set them in their own land, and the strangers shall be joined with them, and they shall cleave to the house of Jacob. And the people shall take, and the strangers are other Israelites, right? Other Israelites that are strangers are going to be joined on with us when we get taken back to our land. And the people shall take them and bring them to their place, and the house of Israel shall possess them in the land of Yahweh for servants and handmaids, and they shall take them captives, whose captives they were, and they shall rule over their oppressors. So if you're never oppressed, then you'll be all right. If you think you can say, oh, but I never put anyone in slavery, so I'm all right. Did Pharaoh or any of the Egyptians get to say, well, I'm not even in charge of this Egyptian empire. I'm not the one that told the Israelites that they're idle, so I'm all right. I didn't do anything. So my firstborn son ain't going to die when Yahweh puts this plague on the earth. My firstborn son, he's my firstborn child. They're going to be all right. I'm not going to have that happen to me. Did that happen in Egypt? You do the maths. Yeah, you do the math. Did that happen in Egypt? Or did every firstborn Egyptian die? What happened, man? Was there any one that was considered a good Egyptian of that time and they didn't have a child perish? Or did it say there wasn't one household where somebody didn't die? What does it say in the scriptures, man? What does it say? There ain't no such thing as no good Edomite. That don't exist. Just like how among 1,000, King Solomon didn't find righteous among women, one among the whole nation, you ain't going to find righteous among Esau, because if any other Edomite was given the position to do the same things to the children of Israel in order to get the same power over the earth, they would have done all the same things. And if they knew what ended up happening in the end of it all, they'd be like, well, I'm not going to stop doing it. I'm just going to do it. But I'm just going to try and make a few minor tweaks to extend the kingdom if I can for a few more centuries. I just want to try, you know what I mean? And that's why when these Edomites think about what their forefathers did, they don't ever say that they should be, like, as much as they claim they're Christian or that, they don't ever say they're burning in hell right now. They never say that about their own forefathers. They never say that because they love what their forefathers did. They love it. They're really thankful for what their forefathers did, and like, thanks for giving us this great head start over the rest of the world. But really, it's not a head start because you're not anywhere in a position anywhere other than what Yahweh wanted you to be in. Verse 3. And it shall come to pass in that day that Yahweh shall give thee rest from thy sorrow and from thy fear and from thy hard bondage wherein thou was made to serve. So these judgments are happening because of what you people did to us, man. Yeah, and Yahweh's going to give us rest from all of this. As much as this is going to be a hard time to go through with all the things that's going to start taking place, it's still according to what Yahweh wants to happen, man. And it doesn't matter whether the stock market prices start going back up again and all that. Of course, it's going to eventually, to a certain degree, go back up again. But the elites will have got what they wanted from that time. And a few normal people and so-called middle class and all that, and lower class, they might have made their little thing out of it or whatever. But the damage will have been done, though, to the world still. And people will start realizing it when they look at the prices of their items, man. The way how this world's designed is that you have to chase. It's like inflation chasers, man. You have to keep sometimes you play those video games, right, where the left side of the screen keeps moving towards the right, and you've got to be fast on the game to like run away from the walls closing in on you, right? Well, that's what it is in this world, man. And the wall is the inflation. Or when you used to play Crash Bandicoot and that, and you have the version of the level where Crash Bandicoot's running towards the screen, and there's the big boulder that's chasing after him down the jungle, and that. That's how it is in this world, man. That's how Esau designed his system. If you're fast enough, okay, you can beat in inflation for a time, but eventually you're gonna slow down and get tired, and then I'm gonna get you. I'm gonna get you, and you're gonna be in the same space as everyone else, and only us elites are gonna be able to have the true wealth, the assets, and the gold, and the silver, and these things. We're gonna have a large enough of these portions of these things to where it don't matter what happens in the society. We've got the real things that matter. But people don't believe that until they see it, and then they're gonna want to try and start talking about the scriptures. Nah, you people ain't gonna be able to. Don't even try and dare, man. Try and come and start talking to people that have been wanting to get into this, been getting into the scriptures for a time, and learning these things, right? And been having to question in their mind whether they are bugging out, man. Having to fight against Satan in order to get these things, man. Going through health problems, going through family problems, all kind of things. And while this was happening, people was laughing, thinking that it's a game. So when it goes to where you realize that the scripture was the only thing that really stayed constant, don't try and come, man, and start trying to talk about the scriptures to people, because they're not gonna want to hear it, man. Y'all are gonna have to go find out the doctrine for yourself. Go buy yourself a Bible and try and figure it out. Verse 6, he who smote the people, in fact, verse 4, that thou shalt take up this proverb against the king of Babylon and say, how have the oppressor ceased, the golden city ceased? Because you Edomites are soon going to find yourself in a situation where you're through. The Lord hath broken the staff of the wicked and the scepter of the rulers. He who smote the people in wrath with a continuous stroke, he that ruled the nations in anger is persecuted and none hindereth. Because it's going to come a time where people see that Esau can be harmed, and he's not the invincible red dragon that he portrayed himself to be. The whole earth is at rest and is quiet. They break forth into singing. Now let me jump down to this part. Verse 16. They that see thee shall now really look upon thee and consider thee, saying, is this the man that made the earth to tremble, that did shake kingdoms? Because when you look at these people on the TV, the TV's got that glow to it that makes these people seem like they're more than they are, right? Like if you've ever seen some of these celebrities in real life, yeah, a lot of the time you might not be that impressed, right? Every single time I've ever ended up seeing somebody that's somewhat famous in real life, I've ended up not being as impressed as you would be when you see them on the TV screen. If it's a woman, you might see her from a closer range and you'd be like, oh shit, I can see the makeup grains on her face. You know what I mean? Like they just don't look the same. If it's some sports athlete, you start, I mean, I thought he was bigger. Like for most people, most of them, you don't really see that they always look more impressive for the most part on the TV, man. But if you see some of the people, like if it's a professional athlete, they might, that person really is a big, strong person and all that. But they still look more impressive on the TV. You know what I mean? For the most part, man. It's still more impressive to see him on on the TV screen. But Esau's, all the things that Esau has done to where people think, to where people thought he was impressive, the days are going to come where people are going to see him for what he really is. Nothing. Right? He's really nothing, man. He's really just an Edomite. You know? Like nothing more, nothing less. He's just an Edomite. Somebody that was made to be destroyed. All the kings of the earth, even all of them. No, I've read that already. No, I didn't. Verse 18, all the kings of the earth, even all of them lie in glory, everyone in his own house. Now, this is way in the future from now. This is after the Edomites have gone into captivity, right? After they've paid punishments for seen the kingdom of heaven get built up and actually had to help it get built up, but are not gonna partake in it though, right? Then they're gonna get destroyed according to Obadiah 18, Obadiah chapter 1, verse 18, right? Then every other nation is going to be made to go back to their own land and be able to function among their own self now and start building up their nations again according to the laws of Yahweh. But while they're going to do that, Esau is not going to be allowed to. He's going to be getting ready to believe in the earth. And before all you crybabies out there want to say, oh, but the Caucasians, not the Edom. Whoever the Edomites are to you, if whoever you think the Edomites are, they would still have to go through this. We think the Edomites are the so-called white people. So that's who we think is going to be going through this. If you think the Edomites are HMAS, well, that's who's going to be going through it. If you think that the Edomites are those people in Gaza, well, then that's who you thinking is going to go through this then. Whoever the Edomites are going to be going through this, man. Because all of a sudden everything's racist to say that someone's an Israelite and that. But is it racist when them small hats say that they're the children of Israel and only them? But then whenever we say that we're the children of Israel, all of a sudden everyone has to be an Israelite now. I ain't never seen nobody say to none of them small hats that there's only a spiritual Israel now and that there ain't no real Israel. I ain't never seen that happen. And I've looked at a lot of things in regard to these small hats and seen them doing them street. There's a particular channel where these guys does street interviews. And I ain't never seen nobody be saying to none of them, there's only spiritual Israel. I ain't never seen them say that. Not one time. But they want to try and always come to that with us. Hypocrisy. Verse 19, but thou art cast out of thy grave like an abominable branch, and as the raiment of those that are slain, thrust through with a sword. Exactly, you don't keep some clothes of somebody that died in war. You throw that in the bin. You burn that or you destroy it, man. You know what you want to keep that for? Why would you want to keep that? Thrust through with a sword, and that go down to the stones of the pit as a carcass trodden under feet. Thou shalt not be joined with them in burial. So you ain't gonna get to, okay, well, let's just bury it. Don't just say that in the world, man. Let's just bury the hatchet. let's just allow them. Let's just bury the beef. Let's just bury that hatchet and all that. Right? Let's just bury it. Yeah, whatever you two have got going on with each other, yeah. Bury it. That's what they say, right? They say bury it, right? As in just forget it all. That's what you heathens are gonna have to do. After what we've did to you as punishment for what you did to us. You're gonna have to bury it. Right? You're gonna bury it, man. you're gonna bury it because what else are you gonna be able to do? What else are you gonna do? Rebel and try, and you're gonna rise up. This is our time, and you're gonna pull out Isaiah 14 and 1 on us. This is our time now. Rah! Get them. Rah! Isaiah 14. They that put you into oppressors, we're gonna rule over our oppressors. You know how quick that rebellion will be squashed. You know how quick, mate. Oh man, you know how quick that rebellion will be. And you know what though? when you read Deuteronomy 28, right, from verse 1 to verse 14, part of the blessings Is your enemy rising up against you and them leaving out 7 ways? So it wouldn't be too far-fetched to think that these heathen are going to try and act stupid in the kingdom, right? But it's going to be put down real quick every time they try, and they're going to go back to realizing every single time, yeah, you know what, we may as well just keep these laws, you know. And then some another fool from their nation might try and get some funny ideas every now and again. Yeah, but why are they supposed to rule though? Why can't we keep the laws as well? So why can't what's so special about them that they get to be in charge? And then some other heathen's gonna be like, well, let's start beginning about that. Why? You see that Israelite that you're talking about, yeah? And you're saying that we should rebel against him. Do you even know how old he is? I know he looks like he's in his 30s, right? He don't look a day over 30 years old, but you know how old he actually is. Yeah, go on then, tell me how old he is. Tell me how old he is then. How old is he? What, 50 something? Like, he looks good for it. Yeah, he's 50 million years old, mate. So you think that you're the first person he saw? you think that you're the first person he saw rebel, mate? Your great grandfather tried the same thing that you're talking about now. When are y'all lineage gonna ever get it right, man? Y'all been saying that. Y'all been saying that. It don't. They've got the God thing the thing you're talking about. They don't exist, brethren. Allow it. Shut up. In fact, you know what? I'm snitching, and so he's even gonna snitch, boss. They're gonna beg for a seat with us to even talk to us for starters. May I speak? You know what I mean? Go on, and what is it? What is it, man? Yeah, you see that guy over there? He's trying to rebel. And I told him to shut his mouth because I told him that you're 50 million years old, but he's still talking about, nah, why should y'all? Okay, bring him over. Pat, 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 pat. Whatever the judgment's going to be. Back to work, man. And keep the laws of Yahweh. And don't come with no foolishness. But y'all think it's not going to happen like that. Oh, it's going to be happening like that. Because in this world, what happens to us? We just been minding our business going down the street. Excuse me, mate. There was a crime that broke out, and it resembles your character. So we're gonna have to do a stop and search, mate. All right? But I didn't even do nothing. I didn't even do that. Hey, don't resist. Don't. They grab your arm. Mate, don't tense up now. Don't. You know what I mean? Just harassing you for no reason, and you have to deal with that. You go to some job, right? And the person's looking at you, and you're thinking, mate, you're looking at me with this pride. I could do your job. But you're looking at me with this pride. I could do your job, fam. And you're asking me all these dumb questions. But I could do what you're doing. You have an Edomite you have these Edomites that they're working like these career places, these careers advisors, and you're looking at them, you're like, hang on. So your job consists of going on a computer and ultimately going in Google or in the database, the government database where they show all the jobs, and you look at them and ask people, oh, well, do you want to do that job? Oh, well, that's real hard, isn't it? Yeah, that's so hard, mate. That's what the people that you're asking to get a job do. They go and look for jobs, and that's what you're doing. You know what I mean? Like, this world, a lot of the pride that's going on in this world, I'm thinking, you people are not as talented as you think you are. And that's why if you are as talented as you think you are, when Yahweh starts spiritually destroying this place, let's see if you can get your way out of it then. Because that's the reason why we, the Israelites, wasn't able to get out of what situation we found ourselves in, because it was spiritual destruction that led to physical destruction of our people. When Yahweh sets it against you in the spiritual realm, you can't do nothing. It's going to happen whether you like it or not. And all the actions that are going to take place on the earth now are going to be to bring that spiritual judgment that was written for your life. The spiritual judgment written for Esau is that he's going to be Obadiah once and 18th. And that's what's going to happen. False prophets are going to be exposed as being false prophets. People that are not of the elect are going to be exposed as not being of the elect. If I'm not of the elect, I can't stop myself from not being of the elect. If I am of the elect, nobody else, if there's somebody out there that they don't like me, I don't like his accent, man. I can't really pinpoint where my man's accent's from, because I think he might be Scouse. but then he's kind of got a bit of a Midland sound to it. But then he kind of sometimes uses a bit of London slang. I can't really pinpoint, but then he kind of could be from Manchester though still, but I can't really pinpoint it. Where is he from Leeds? I can't really pinpoint my man. They might not like the guy, right? He scoff. It might be a woman. They look at him like, this guy's always talking about women. He probably even get it. You know what I mean? Some Eda might watch a video. Oh, I don't like this guy, man. Look, this black. You know what I mean? Whichever it is. If a person's of the elect, no one can't stop any of you brothers out there from being of the elect. All the scoffers that all you brothers have had to deal with in your lifetime, right? They can't stop you from being of the elect. They can't stop you. If you're of the elect, you know what? Let me get a scripture. If you're of the elect, nobody can stop anything. You even not being alive anymore don't stop you from being of the elect. It don't. There's not nothing nobody can do about. In fact, we're the chosen, and just because we're Israelites anyway, nobody can't stop us from being the chosen. And every single Israelite is going to get the kingdom, whether it be by shame and everlasting contempt, or whether it be to everlasting life. They're going to get the kingdom. And if you don't believe that, read Romans 11, verse 26 to the end of the chapter and see what you come out of reading that spiritually. See what you find. I know what I've found when I've read it. Romans chapter 8 and verse 33, who shall lay anything to the charge of Yahweh's elect? It is Yahweh that justifieth. Right? Yahweh's justified the elect, man. And ain't nobody on this earth that they can try and accuse nobody of anything. Oh, but you know what though? Nah, man. Because this guy, nah, man, look at him. He can't, he ain't even got no hair. Man's hair is receded off, and you're trying to tell me that that guy that you think ain't nothing, he's gonna get the kingdom. Yeah, but this guy, he ain't even like, he swears too much, man. And he used to be in a little crew and a gang thing back in the day. Yeah, and Yahweh's justified him. Oh, but this guy, nah, man, I don't really, nah. She's trying to say this, nah, him, yeah, him. He's getting it. Oh, but these guys, they're talking about women. They hate women, and their mama black. Yeah, they're getting the kingdom too. Oh, but this, he used to be in a fraternity. He was in a Greek fraternity in college, so he ain't getting it. No, he is. Who are you to say he ain't getting it? I'm the one that hands it. Yeah, Yahweh's the one that hands out the dishing. Yahweh said he's getting it. He's getting it. Oh, but this guy, he wore a biker jacket. Now he had a bike, but he had a biker jacket that had skulls on there. So he can't be. He's getting it too. Oh, but this guy said that the black woman's ugly. So he can't because he's mama black. No, he's getting it too. This man said, he said F the black woman. He said that get yourself a tender and delicate white woman. So he's a sellout, brother. Now he can't get the kingdom. He's getting the kingdom too. He's gonna be of the elect. If Yahweh says he is, you can't tell him that he's not. You can't tell Yahweh that he can't pick who he wants to be of the elect. How dare you think that? It's not your choice. It's Yahweh's choice, man. Not of him that willeth, not of him that runneth, but of Yahweh that showeth mercy. Oh, but he got arrested. He got arrested and put in prison. He used to be a criminal back in the day. So he can't possibly be, nah. Who are you to say that? Who are you to say that? What about what you've been doing in life, man? How about you take the big mahogany beam out your own eye? Oh, but this guy, he only dates heathen women, so he ain't of the elect. I know he ain't of the elect. He's a false one. Oh, yeah? We're going to see, ain't we? We're going to see, man. Oh, but this guy swears too much, man. Nah, he swears too much. And his beard don't even attach around the sides like I want it to attach. So I don't know, man. I don't know about this. This guy, he can't possibly be. Oh, yeah? Oh, but this guy, he's too short. He don't even look like he could do 5 push-ups. So he definitely can't be a man of the Lord. He could never be. Who are you to say that? Who are you to say that, man? But they're wearing shower. Nah, prophets never used to wear shower curtains. They never used to wear shower curtains and with them shower curtain tassel things. My nan, they're wearing their nan's curtains on the street. I can't believe this. Or are they their nan's curtains, or are they garments with fringes on them? We'll find out, right? We'll find out. We're gonna find out, huh? Because people laugh at fringes, but then won't laugh at a false pastor faking it up, talking about they got the Holy Spirit, talking about the speaking in tongues, maga tagaroo, maga tagaloo. Mate, what are you on about? You couldn't repeat what that person said to save your life. And some nan falling on the floor, looking like she's trying to do the worm, Scotty Too Hotty. Scotty Too Hot is the worm. That WWE finishing move and that. And you're looking at it and you're like, what are you doing? Get your ass up off the floor, man. What are you doing? What are you doing on the floor? Why do you look like you've been attached to a defibrillator? Get your ass up and put your wig back on and just sing normal like everyone else. Why you smashing it out of her? Tambourine residue all over your hip. Them churches, man. Them churches are demonic as hell, man. Demonic, mate. Verse 34, who is he that condemneth? It is a Moshe that died. So if Yahweh Shai has his blood that's covered a person's life, who are you to question who receives the mercy, man? Was it your blood that covered that person's sins, or was it Yahweh Shai's blood? Yahweh Shai is the one that went through all the things that he went through. And Yahweh decided who was going to be covered by that blood. So you don't get to have a problem with that. You don't get to, man. In fact, everybody on this earth should be hoping that Yahweh, Bar Shem Yahweh Shai are merciful. Because guess what? We're all wicked. Right? We're all wicked. So you should be grateful that Yahweh Shai is merciful. You should be grateful that Yahweh is merciful. Because that would mean that you should be hoping for a chance that your wicked ass can get mercy, man. You shouldn't be hoping for him to be, oh, the person that I'm going to have give salvation is somebody that's been righteous and kept all the laws just like me. Well, who's that then? Nobody. You should be grateful that he's actually going to have mercy on those that need mercy. I would almost say deserve, that need mercy. Right? And he came to call the sinners to repentance, which really, the sinners are every Israelite anyway, but some people think that they ain't did nothing wrong. And then you see what that gets you. Which commandment am I breaking? Which of the commandments am I breaking? And then you find out which one of the commandments that they're breaking, and you're like, rotted. That's how, man, like you would think, man, that when someone's got as high of an ego level as what that guy had, that would be the farthest thing from what they would ever do. You'd think that, man, this guy is so proud. Man looks like he sleeps with a hat on. I wouldn't have thought this guy would ever do that. But then you actually come to find, and you're like, raw. And then if you actually start looking into what kind of things this guy were like, where this stuff came from, you'd be like, man, this guy really was getting into some heavy demon. Some real heavy ass demons, man. And women worship. Verse 36, in fact, verse 35, who shall separate us from the love of Yahweh Shai, Hamashiach, shall tribulation or distress? So we go through things, but do we still believe in Yahweh Shai though? You lose a job, you don't have a job for a time, you lose money, you try to do something to get some money, it don't work. You lose out on money. You lose your health, you know what I mean? Your body don't work the same as it did 2 weeks ago. Your body don't work the same way as it did a month ago. You go through a phase of being healthy, going through walks, going gym. Then you go through a phase where you feel like, man, this is it. This is it. I'm about to be in the spirit world in the next 10 seconds. And you start literally thinking, I'm about to be seeing what the heavens look like real soon. And then you don't end up seeing what the heavens look like and you're still on earth. You go through a phase where your body feels healthy and then a phase where it just feels like a piece of garbage, man. And it doesn't seem like your diet changing helps it either way. Sometimes, right? Sometimes it feels like that. But only some people even understand these things being said, because some people have not experienced this. Verse 38, for I am persuaded that neither death, so death can't stop it, nor life, even being alive in this world and like having to go through all the things that we still have to go through, that ain't going to stop us from being of the elect. No angels, no angel can say, you know what, if Michael the archangel came out the heavens, he can't say, you know what, I banish you from being of the elect, and lightning comes out of his hand and you ain't of the elect no more. He can't, he ain't in control of that. They're employees of Yahweh. They didn't ever decide who was of the elect. They can't look from the heavens and be like, what is man that thou madest? Him greater, him just a little less than the angels. I'm going to go down there and I'm going to cast him out. I'm going to cast his portion out of heaven. I'm writing him out of the book of life. That can't happen. They can't do anything in regard to that. They can't. No principalities. A demon can't say, I don't like this guy. I don't like the cut of his jib and cast us out. An angel and a demon couldn't say, you know what, since we both don't like him, right, I'm going to work on his right ear and you work on his left, and we're going to both plague his mind to make him go against the Lord. It can't work that way. It don't work that way. No powers, the people that run the earth, right, and that Yahweh gave power over the earth, they can't say, you know what, I'm tired of these people saying that we're Edomites and we're gonna cast out their and we're gonna make sure that none of them get the kingdom that they're talking about. They can't do that. Just like how none of you people can stop the Israelites being the ones that's gonna get the kingdom of heaven. And I heard one of the elders, I heard one of the elders say this, that he said it's like a fail safe, right? And he used Romans 4:16, right? And was like, there's a built-in fail safe or something like that, he said, to make it sure to the seed of Israel, and there is. Yahweh's got it literally built in the heavenly realm that no one can stop the Israelites from being the chosen. And it don't matter about the law, right? It don't matter whether they do or don't keep, they're still the chosen. Just like how it don't matter what a member of the elect does, because Yahweh's going to justify anything that they have did that's wrong in their flesh. And that is, if you ask me if that's fair, I'm going to tell you the truth. No, it's not. But fair ain't got nothing to do with the scriptures. Fair ain't got nothing to do with it. If it was about fair, Jacob and Esau would have been equals, because they're twins. You know what I mean? They ain't no fair. If it's about fair, well then the Israelites would have been punished when they broke the laws. But guess what? Every other nation would have been punished when they broke the laws. So there wouldn't have been no nation that would have been justified in putting the children of Israel in captivity anytime, because they would have been sinning themselves. Because the Israelites, when the Israelites sinned, were copying things that the heathens naturally did as part of their culture and as part of their laws and as part of the worshipping of their gods, which were no gods and were false. Every single time the Israelites were sinning, they were just copying what a heathen around them was doing. But you people want to talk about fair. Is that fair then? No. But then it's also not fair that the Israelites are going to get the kingdom and the heathen are not going to, when they've both ended up at one time or the other worshipping the same gods. But I don't personally care about all that fair stuff, because as an Israelite, that means we get something better than you people, just like how you people don't really care about Edomite supremacy, because that means you can get an advantage over everyone else. And you know what? Go ahead, crack on, mate. Do it, but know that that advantage comes with an end to it, man. And on that, I'm going to end the lesson. And all this punishment, all this turmoil that you people are going through, right, is as a result In fact, no, I'm gonna finish the last bit. Nor things present, right? The harsh times going on right now, right? Nor things to come. Jacob's trouble, right? Nor height, nor depth, nor any other creature. If Esau was even able to make some super robot right now, man, some super robot, Deus Ex Machina and all that, you know what I mean? Was able to make some crazy cyborg Cyclops, some Cyclops robot that shoots razor beams out of his eyes, and you know what I mean? The Death Machine 5001, you know what I mean? Point oh, Mark X, and it's got the strength of 1,000 men of old, right? It can spin, flip, backflip, twist. Yahweh would have something lined up that would take that out, and we're still gonna get the kingdom. Yeah, there ain't nothing that y'all can do up there. Like, it's a hard pill to swallow, bro, when there's nothing that you can do about something. But I've got to say, man, none of you people out there can stop us from getting the kingdom. Any Israelite sellout that they're like secretly trying to do this and trying to do that. Oh, okay, so this is the way how these brothers make their money, and if you could attack this, you can. That wouldn't work. So worrying about or thinking if someone's an agent and this and that, like obviously that would be a thing that people are going to worry about, and I can understand why people could think that someone's an agent. I can understand that, right? But even if a person is an agent, there could be MI5 Detective C50. They're gonna be having wearing a wire, all that, mate. It don't mean that ain't gonna stop nothing though. That ain't gonna. Judas Iscariot literally was damn an agent. If you want to say that, he was an agent of Satan, right? Satan whispered in his ear and was like, betray him, betray Yahushua, do it, do it, do it. And Yahushua even told him, go and do what he was supposed to do. Yahushua knew what he was going to do. Did that stop the kingdom of heaven coming? No, it didn't. No, in fact, that betrayal led to the kingdom of heaven coming, right? So is any other betrayal that's going to happen in this world, man. If a woman betrays you, one of your brothers, like whatever the betrayal, man, and it's going to feel sour when the betrayal comes. You're like, right, it was you. I would have never thought, well, the scriptures speak about betrayal, man. Luke chapter 21 and verse 15, for I will give you a mouth and wisdom, which all your adversaries shall not be able to gainsay nor resist, and you shall be betrayed both by friends, shall be both by parents and brethren, and kinsfolk and friends, and some of you shall cause to be put to death, and you shall be hated of all men for my name's sake. Any betrayal that's going to happen, whether somebody thinks this person's at age, I can personally understand the whole agent thing, man. If anyone's ever thought that, you know what I mean, I can understand it all, man. You understand? I can understand it, man. Yeah, I can rock with that. But it's gonna be revealed if somebody is or somebody isn't one, right? And all the question, if a person that was considered as being something really is that, well, guess what? They're gonna be taking the MOTB. If they're really not that, guess what? Their head's gonna be in a guillotine, swing low, sweet guillotine, coming forth to carry me home. That's what's gonna be happening. Swing low and swing true, sharpen the blade. Yeah, I'll be seeing you when I get my reincarnation. You think you're getting the best over me right now? All right, you won this. You won this. It looks like you won this round. I'm gonna get reincarnated and I'm gonna be winning all the rounds after that. Like, these are the things that's gonna be happening, man. And you should be hated of all men for my name's sake, but shall not a hair of your let me get that. Let me add that towards this. But shall not a hair of your head perish? So it don't matter about no agent, no anything, no this, no that, no super soldiers, no death machine 5,000, no invisibility cloaks, no rail guns, no weapon formed against you shall prosper. That's what the scriptures say. It don't matter what someone does. It don't matter whether a man, woman leaves him. At the time, it's going to be bothersome, right? But when we're doing the Lord's Prayer, aren't we asking for Yahweh's will to be done? And part of Yahweh's will is that you went through that. And at the time when you go through it, it don't feel nice. But at the end of it all, we're going to understand why Yahweh made everything happen, man. Joseph's brothers didn't like him, right? Joseph's brothers, right? Our forefathers, the 12 tribes of Israel, they literally did not like Joseph. And they thought that Joseph was trying to stunt them when he told them the dream. It's like, oh, my reef, my leaves, I forget what it was. My haystack, whatever the thing was, man. So like, yeah, mine was standing up in abundance and all of yours was bowing down to me. And they got so angry that, and when I hear this, I always chuckle a bit to this, because when they seen him, they said, oh, they said, behold, this dreamer cometh. They didn't like him. Like, oh, here comes the mighty dreamer. You know what I mean? Oh, watch out, brothers. Here comes this dreamer cometh. But all of that was done, right? All of that hatred among them at that time, short term, was done so that the prophecies in regard to what Abraham was told could come to pass, of the Israelites going into a land that's not theirs and being in captivity for 400 years. That was all pre-written. It's all pre-written, man. So everything that goes on, and there's a lot that goes on, man. There's a lot. And it all has to be stomached, man. Didn't the apostles, and I'm about the apostles like GMS ones, didn't they stomach a particular scoffer for a time? Him just running his mouth, and then only finally now he got jacked up. Didn't they have to deal with polite running around, calling them and threatening them and calling them certain names under the sun, threatening them about things. These times it turned out that he was the same thing that he was trying to accuse them of. And they've had to deal with a certain Kangol wearer, a certain sunglasses and fitted cap wearer running his mouth, and just wait till it gets shown what he's been doing and what he really is behind the scenes. That he's clearly something suspicious about this guy. But on that, I'm gonna end the video, man. Shalom to the nation of Israel, and all of these things that's happening in this world is as a result of what you people have did to us, man. Right? And it don't no seeming dysfunction among brothers, or nothing. None of these things can stop anything from going exactly the way it's written, man. Shalom to the nation of Israel. Shalom.